Have you noticed that it feels like every single commercial lately is starring an A-list celebrity? Whether it's Jennifer Aniston munching on Skinny Pop, Will Ferrell paying with PayPal, or those chaotic Monopoly ads featuring Chris Pratt, Jason Momoa, yes, Aquaman himself, and Keke Palmer. And of course, we can't forget any commercial starring...
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile.
Today we're going to be discussing exactly why so many famous actors, television personalities are completely switching gears and taking over TV ad space. In fact, many of these stars you barely even see headlining a big Hollywood blockbuster anymore. You only see them starring in a 30-second ad spot. And as it turns out, the reason behind the switch is way more fascinating than you might think. Throughout the 1930s and 40s, actors were simply paid for their time on set. A movie would hit theaters, and that was it. But by the 1960s, a staggering 90% of American homes owned a television. Studios realized they were sitting on a gold mine, selling their back catalogs of old movies to TV networks to broadcast on a loop. Actors realized these networks were paying their old movies for free, directly competing their new movies in theaters. They demanded residentials, a cut of the profit every time a movie aired. The studios flat out refused, claiming actors were trying to be paid twice for one job. And then enters Ronald Reagan.
Good evening. I am Ronald Reagan speaking for General Electric.
Before he was president of the United States, he was president of the Screen Actors Guild. In March of 1960, Reagan led SAG into a massive strike, shutting down productions starring Marilyn Monroe and Elizabeth Taylor. After 5 weeks of bleeding money, the studios finally caved, and the residential system was born. For decades, this back-end money allowed working actors to survive between roles and made stars immediately wealthy. But in the late 1970s, a new technology gold rush was threatening the balance. Enter in the VCR. When VHS tapes hit the market, studios refused to pay actors, arguing a tape was just physical merchandise like a lunchbox or a movie poster. Actors eventually won the rights to be paid for home video, but they agreed to what became known as the home video formula. Because manufacturing and shipping heavy VHS tapes actually was expensive back then, studios were allowed to keep about 80% of the gross revenue right off the top, and the actors only got a tiny percentage of the remaining, about 20%. This fatal flaw was exposed in the 1990s with the DVD. DVDs cost literally pennies to manufacture, but sold for $20. The home video market exploded into a multi-billion-dollar industry. The studios made unimaginable fortunes taking their 80% cuts. But still, the creators were making enough on the back end to survive.
The DVD was a huge part of our business, of our revenue stream. You could afford to not make all of your money when it played in the theater because you knew you had the DVD coming behind the release.
There's a better way to rent movies. As many as you want for just $20 a month, and no late fees. Go to Netflix.com, make a list of the movies you want to see, and in about one business day, you'll get 3 DVDs.
They started out by mailing red envelopes, but the genius move was the algorithm. By collecting unprecedented data on what people watched, this eventually transitioned them into the streaming network. By 2013, Netflix knew that studios were going to pull their content. They started the original content for shows like House of Cards. Netflix pioneered the buyout model. They paid actors massive sums upfront to own the show globally and forever, completely eliminating the back-end residential system that actors have been fighting for decades. Suddenly, the entire industry shifted to this model. Today, if an actor stars in a massive global hit on a streaming platform, they only receive comparatively tiny residuals. Which brings us back to today. Between the 2020 pandemic showdown and the massive 2023 saga strikes, and the streaming services slashing their budgets, the traditional work has dried up. Successful actors are essentially living on gig to gig. Decades ago, doing a domestic TV ad was considered a sellout. If an A-list celebrity wanted easy money, they flew to Japan to shoot a bizarre commercial American audience would never see. Furthermore, the influencer culture changed the game completely. The selling out isn't negative anymore, it's a hustle. So without massive DVD payouts to rely on, a multi-million-dollar endorsement deal is the safest bet in Hollywood. And that is why you see an A-list celebrity choosing to push products in Super Bowl ads rather than just starring in a movie. Well, that's it for me. I hope you guys learned something from that, and I'll see you on the ABBA'S Child channel.